What's poppin'? It's the Dr. Greenthumb Show right here on BREALTV YouTube. Here with our very special guest, Tommy Chong, up in the building. Hello.
Very loaded Tommy Chong.
Yes. And we have DJ Nels and Skinny Pablo. How you doing?
But
what's up?
who's Skinny Pablo?
This guy right here.
I'm just joking.
No, that's Skinny Pablo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Man, it's good to have you on the podcast. You know, we've had you on a couple of smoke boxes, which is legendary because, you know, obviously when we created that thing, they were like, when are you going to have Cheech and Chong in there, or any one of them? And when we were able to get you, and the first one was in the Scooby-Doo van.
Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, High Times.
High Times. Yeah.
Was that High Times?
I believe it was for, well.
Boy, look what happened.
No, that was other thing. That,
was it?
Yeah, no, this was at an event that was not far from here at a place called KVC.
The Big Buddha.
Oh, that's right.
And the Big Buddha was out in front.
Right.
Yeah. We got high.
Got a good memory.
Skinny Pablo remembers
Skinny Pablo.
everything.
That's good.
You have a great memory.
I know.
Which goes against what they used to say about us stoners.
I know it goes against happiness, too.
Yeah, some memories are not.
Well, you can remember what used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you go, different towns, where I grew up and that. And I go on a used to be there tour.
So do you often go back and visit the old stomping grounds?
As much as I can.
As much as you can?
Yeah.
How much has it changed?
Oh, totally. Everything.
Everything, right?
In the past 5 years, we've gone through some
some
horrendous changes.
Yeah, some of
in the past 10 years.
Yeah, some of the shit doesn't look the same at all. Like, it's either ran down to the ground, like fucked up, or they've gentrified it and made it really nice.
But one of my objectives or desires, what I'd like to do. There's a lot of these malls that are being deserted.
Right.
I'd like to take over and turn it into an art museum.
That would be awesome. That would be like the Louvre.
Yeah.
Because the Louvre is like
everything art.
It's a mall for art, but you can't buy
just
it.
Total art.
Yeah.
No, I mean you can't.
Well, I mean in your model, I'm saying in terms of the Louvre, it's like a big like supersized mall, like the one Mall of America in Minnesota.
Yeah, they're dead. A lot of them are dead.
Yeah,
and they're filled up with not even thrift stores.
Yeah,
too poor for thrift stores or churches maybe something.
Yeah,
but they're empty. I was looking at them and I thought, oh man, that'd make a great movie set. But better yet, an art museum.
Yeah.
I think art's going to...
I think art would be dope because, I mean, there's so many new artists now. Like, okay, all the old school artists from, the centuries before are held in the Louvre. I think all the new artists could be held in a place like this,
Wouldn't that be great?
I think it would be awesome.
I think what I'm going to do is talk to my billionaire friends. They want to get in the weed business.
Yeah.
I got a lot of billionaire friends. They're just dying to throw money at me.
Yeah.
And so I think what I'll do is create a hippie land art museum.
That would be awesome.
Wouldn't that be great?
Hell yeah. I'd go. I'm telling you, I would go.
What's your favorite type of art?
And free admission.
I like free.
But the parking, man, I'll kill them with the parking.
The parking is where the money's at.
Shit. That's how you do it.
I know you do art, but Skinny asked a good question. Like,
sure.
what kind of art do you like?
Everything. There's the only art I don't like is when there's too much of it.
When it's too busy?
No, not the piece itself, but there are too many pieces.
Too many pieces,
yeah. Art to me has to be like one of a kind.
Right.
If there's too many, unless there's a reason for it,
it brings the value down when there's
because
too many of
then
the
it
same.
goes from decorative to, my theory with art is a stoner theory, of course. Anything by itself with a frame around it.
And to build the most value on a piece is to do a one of a kind, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you could do maybe a limited number where there's maybe only 10 or something like that. And those.
Well, I have a plan. Like I make these Nada pipes.
Yeah.
And
you've been making those pipes for a while, right?
For a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't give them away, and I don't sell them.
Right.
I award them once in a while, for favors,
What does one have to do to get one of those from you?
You don't want to know, man.
I want to know. I want to notify.
That's a joke. That's a joke, man. But anyway, what I'm going to do with these, I'm going to make them so expensive that only billionaires could afford.
Right.
So expensive. Then I'm going to use the proceeds to create the art museum I was telling you about.
See, I like where you're going with this. Now, in this place, with a lot, because you do art, but you don't necessarily put it out there.
No,
you do it for yourself.
No, it's not even for myself. What I do
is it just to keep in practice, or
it's an excuse to collect a lot of useless shit.
Okay. I hear that.
Because that's really what it turned out to be. Hey, we're going to throw this out. No, I need it for my art. Like I was collecting kombucha bottles for a long time. I made a bong out of one. And then it was so much fun that I made another bong, and then another one, and then another one. And the next thing you know, I got a whole basement full of bongs, But the trouble is, they weren't the best bongs.
Right.
Because a lot of them had bamboo bowls, and bamboo's not good to smoke out of because it ends up burning itself. See?
Yeah.
So... But then I realized it's really a bong, but it's not. It's a piece of art. You're not supposed to smoke out of it.
Yeah.
You're supposed to put it on your shelf or put it on the frame and tell people, hey, that's a Tommy Chong piece of art.
That's what sort of the glass industry is these days. Like, people have made such elaborate pieces.
You don't smoke out of them?
That you don't want to smoke out of it. Because
no,
then you got to clean that crazy stuff.
You can't.
Yeah.
You'd ruin that piece of art.
Yeah. I mean,
it's blasphemy almost. And when you see some of the bongs are so beautiful, and then you see it burned in there. What happened here?
Oh yeah, when you hear
who smoked out of this bong?
When you hear about some of the prices on this glass art, it's crazy because sometimes it's like in between like $50,000, $100,000 pieces, and that alone right there makes me not ever want to smoke out of one of those pieces because one, you got to clean it. And if you fuck it up while you're cleaning it, you just blew $50,000 apparently.
Yeah,
and
it only go up in value. Like if I smoke out of it, it's gonna decrease in value. But if it's like a celebrity, it's gonna.
You can't even give yourself that much credit.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
You gotta say you smoke of it, no one cares.
Exactly.
But you do have a point there though, because I know that let's just say Mothership Glass, right? The guys who do the Mothership, they gave Snoop Dogg a $40,000 piece, and he didn't know it was worth that much. I had to call him because somebody hit me up and said, "Hey man, call Snoop and tell him not to give that piece to his homie because he was going to give that piece to his friend, right?"
Oh yeah, so of course.
I call him. I said, "Hey, get that piece back. That's like worth like $40,000 right there without you even touching it. If you hit it one time and make a video, it's probably going to triple the price of that piece. Don't let no one touch it. Don't break it. You put that shit in a safe. It's art. It's worth money." He goes, "Oh man, I didn't even know." I'm like, "That's why I'm calling you to let you know." And it's crazy because people will pay that money because it's art. I mean, it's some of the shit is one of a kind. Some of it they do pieces that are similar, but they have variations. Like the craziest one I seen was in one of these glass conventions where there were these rifles, and these group of guys made these rifles that, all out of glass. Glass, they could either be bongs or converted to dab rigs, depending on
sure.
the hit where the bucket or the bowl goes. And they were so fucking cool, man. I never seen, and they were all different elements. Each gun was a different element. It wasn't like an actual gun. It was like a fairy tale fucking gun, that you would see in a movie. But it's all made of glass. And you might have seen them in some of the, because I mean, we do the runs of the cannabis events in there, here and there, and those guys, they always manage to have those particular pieces on display, and they're some of the most expensive glass pieces. But again, man, so if one of us hit it, it would probably put a whole lot of value onto it because we hit it. Someone got a picture of us hitting it. But
well, it's one of a kind. Anything that's one of a kind.
Yeah.
Because what happens with art, it holds value.
Yeah.
See, money will fluctuate. Real estate's good too.
Yeah.
But even then, even real estate, it's just laying there. But art, you can put on your wall, take it with you, you can admire it, you can have fun with it, and it holds its value.
Yeah, and sometimes gains depending on what the artist does, right?
Yeah, a lot of times.
So do you collect?
Not consciously, I collect junk.
Not really. If you junk. Like it, you get it, but you're not necessarily looking for it.
Not like Cheech. Cheech is a real bona fide art collector, art expert. I mean, he gives speeches now and talks on Chicano art.
Yeah.
The history of that.
Yeah, there's a rich history in art in the Latino community here. There was like these guys called the Four.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Cheech knew them. You guys probably knew them. And I believe Zach De La Rocha's father from Rage Against the Machine was one of those four. Yeah. He was like a renowned, Latino artist.
Was he Latino?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought he was a white guy.
No. He's Mexican. And, you
guys get around, man.
Yeah, we do. we get out.
That's because you're close to the housewife all the time.
So how you been doing in this in the cannabis industry? I mean, I know that you're one of the sought out names to a lot of these guys who want to do collaborations, and I imagine that you get pitched for so much shit. What's the craziest shit they pitched to you that you thought was just ridiculous?
No, I can't even. I don't really dwell on that because usually I'm the one that's doing the ridiculous pitch.
Right.
I don't get too many of them.
It's a flip.
With me, I sort of agree on everything, and then I go from there.
Yeah.
But no, the thing is about the industry now. It's not going to really grow until we get it legal with the banking industry.
Right, the banking
so
industry.
So once we can put our money in the bank and become like white people, then we're okay.
What we were talking about just before this could make sense for a lot of the people that don't know what to do, or a lot of the companies that don't know what to do with the money before they can put it into a bank. They can invest in art.
Yeah, and they do.
Yeah. And,
some of them, I guess. But I was just laughing at that. A stoner's problem. What are we going to do with all this money?
What are we going to do with this money, man?
Can you imagine? Anybody with? I mean, how can that be a problem?
It's a good problem to have.
No, what you do, you hide it.
Yeah, you got to hide it.
And then you think about it.
Yeah, everybody bought, I would imagine that most of these companies are buying those big walk-in style vaults.
Yeah.
But
a lot of them, the smarter ones they got shell companies.
Yeah.
They got, they're buying service stations and apartment buildings and, stuff where you can put that cash through there.
Yeah.
And then, hey, cash isn't bad either.
What's crazy is that it's not dirty cash.
No.
But you got to think of creative ways to get it into the system so that you can actually bank it.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, so for instance, what's that bank? City National.
Yeah.
They do not fuck around with cannabis
at
all.
No.
Like, so for instance, I knew a company that they were, like a social media company. They didn't have, they weren't necessarily producing cannabis or selling cannabis or had any cannabis products on the site. But because they had cannabis in their description of what the site is, like lifestyle, cannabis, music, they
shut it down.
They shut that account down, wrote them a cashier's check to go deposit it in some other bank that would take their account.
Yeah.
And actually, that was us right here at BREALTV. That was actually us.
I always remember these guys are human beings.
Yeah.
Everybody in the government. They're guys that we know walking around, and they got to make these decisions, and so they always err on the side of caution.
Yeah.
And when it comes to cannabis.
And I think it's a lack of education, too. I think the fact that they don't they're not doing the diligence of what the industry is and the capability of the economics. And
when
stuff
you got
like
that kind of job, you're not really thinking that.
No, and
ahead.
they're not paid to do that neither, and they're going by what the federal government.
They're just trying to pay their rent. That's all they're trying to do.
Yeah, I mean that's why you can't really take it personally. You just sort of got to roll with the punches and think of the creative
like
ways.
I say, is that a problem?
No.
Got so much cash.
Yeah, no, no.
How come?
If you make it one.
How come the stoners haven't started their own bank with all that cannabis money?
I looked into that. We're with a banker.
It's a good question, Skinny.
Our guy JP, but the war hero, he was a banker, is a banker, and we're really tight with that. You can't open it yet. Once it's got to be legal. You can't do anything illegal around the banking industry. Then you get put on notice in that. So it has to be legal. Once it's legal, then all hell will break loose.
Oh. Yeah, once it's federally legal, the banks will roll in because they don't want their licenses to be rejected because that's what'll happen.
Because they're all doing something dirty anyway. All the banks, like Wells Fargo, opening up a phony checking accounts to make more money, and they just got fined $3 billion.
It's incredible to me that they'll take the tax dollar from it. They'll take all the money that is due to them from it, but they will not allow these things that would allow the actual industry to flourish, that would create more revenue for the country and each state that has it, available.
No, there's so many upsides to cannabis now that you can't even keep up with it anymore. See what I like the way it affects the brain.
Yeah,
you see, I love that. Because there are people they're either turned on or they're not turned on.
Right.
And if you're turned on, then you can talk to them. You can have a whole level of different conversation. And if they're not turned on, what I tell them, I said, go Google it, man. Don't ask me.
Yeah. Listen, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, learn like I did, man.
And you know what's crazy is it's like you said. I mean, there's so much more information now and new information because of technology and because of the, evolution of the industry. It's like you never stop learning. You
got your life in your hand.
Yeah.
More ways than one. Your phone. That's all you need. That's all you need now. Yeah. Or a young kid to tell you how to use it.
Just ask Siri. Hey, how many cannabis?
Yeah, I'm just learning how to do Siri. I got Alexa down pretty good. Except Alexa wouldn't talk to me in the beginning because I kept calling her Alexis. She would not talk to me.
I will not talk to you.
And so finally, I figured out Alexa. And she says, hi. Finally smartened up, did you?
She's like, how dare you?
Technology is crazy.
I love it. And I love these people that are afraid of AI. They say, artificial intelligence. Oh, we got to watch over that. Here's people that haven't got enough brains to figure out that AI is good for us.
Right.
And they're sort of on a paranoid trip because the AI is going to record our conversations. So?
Hey, listen, the federal government has been tapping phones forever. This is just another form of tap. And if you don't know that it's happening, it's been happening. George Bush Jr., whatever, had all of our phones tapped after 9/11. So this should not be.
I went to jail. When they put me in jail, they had my phones tapped. They had helicopters flying over top of my house.
Just to make you an example.
I was totally under surveillance, and I had no clue at all. Because you're not paranoid.
Yeah.
Why would you suspect anything or anybody?
Listen, with this kind of stuff we've talked about in our careers, you obviously doing it much longer than I have. I mean, you got to know that it comes with the territory, and if you don't, and you're living oblivious to that, you could make yourself paranoid. But if you sort of know and it's in the back of your head and you're going like that anti-hero type of deal, like, listen, I just don't give a fuck. I'm going to say what I want to say, and that's
what it is. And you know what, Tommy, like, I appreciate about you is you're very like that on your social media networks, especially Twitter. You're really vocal
Yes.
About how you feel about the government, about pretty much anything, but especially about the government, and like I appreciate that about
I know what I'm talking about.
I know you do.
And a lot of people, in fact, I just learned how to block these people.
Yes.
I just learned. I didn't know before. I just put up with them, and finally my son told me, he said, just block them. And I figured out how to do it. I'm learning. I'm learning. And so now I read, and sometimes I really studied the people that I block, because if they're just, if they have a good heart, then I don't block them.
Yeah.
I'll give them another shot.
Right.
But if they don't, if they
just trying to get a rise out of you,
Trumponian kind of
the troll
feel, boom, they're done.
Yeah. Yeah. Same here. Like sometimes I'll engage them just because I might be bored and I want to test my wordsmithing for the day. Yeah. I might engage.
Yeah, it's fun.
But
conflict is good.
Yeah, but exactly. Yeah. People like to sort of see that. That's why Talib Kweli, does really well on Twitter, because he will engage people like that. Yeah. But he'll give him his reasoning. He won't just jump down somebody's shit for no reason.
Well, it's a tango. The dance.
It's a dance.
It's a dance. That's all we're doing.
You're a good dancer. I've seen you dance.
I've been trying, man. I've been trying to learn tango now.
When you did Dancing with the Stars, and I watched it, because I'm a fan of you. Yeah. You came with a little bit of background, because you and your wife were taking sort of like classes here.
And I've been dancing all my life. Yeah. That's what I did before I started playing music.
That's a good workout for you, though, right?
Well, it's a good way to get next to a woman.
True that.
100%.
That's really the number one reason why we dance.
Yeah, so the wallflowers don't get the ladies.
No, so we can
do drugs.
Interact. So you can smell them.
Right.
And
touch them without getting in trouble.
That's why I did it. But no, the dancing on Dancing with the Stars was a lot tougher. But I'm a performer. Yeah, so once you put a camera on me, I gotta.
How many hours did they have you guys practicing those dances?
7 a day.
Fuck.
But you know what I learned? How to promote my oldness. Sorry, I need a rest. Oh, okay.
That was a good sympathy vote call right there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I use that, man. I'm old. I take advantage of it. We play golf. I get to tee off way in the old man's, young girls or old girls' tee. Way ahead of everybody. And I do it too.
You're totally fucking with them because you can actually do it.
Yeah, I can play it, but I take advantage of my age, man.
That's awesome.
Except coming through Canada, they don't have that take off, leave your shoes on thing.
Yeah, they don't do that.
No, so they're kind of mean.
Yeah, but they're traditionally asshole-ish over there. Like
they can be.
They can be. I mean, I'll say this though. I've come in contact with some actually really cool people there.
Oh,
too.
Yeah.
It's just depending who you get that day and what their morning was like.
You can end up with a white nationalist in a heartbeat over there.
Oh man. Yeah.
Anything with a cowboy hat,
Yeah.
Right away.
When they're proudly wearing that goddamn hat, that's when oh shit, I'm in the wrong line. Hey,
but that's a good way to get through countries. When I was in Vietnam, I had a Vietnamese hat on, and the guy at the customs, he smiled. He's
like, "Yeah, come on,
yeah, go on through."
That's
tourist.
That's a good
You gotta
strategy.
look like a tourist. That's the best disguise is to look like a tourist, because every country in the world loves tourists.
Yeah, because they spend money.
That's right,
and they want it. Like
that's right.
Yeah, they don't want a stop on tourism. That is for sure. That's why I don't get why New York hasn't legalized, because that's one of the biggest, tourist.
Good question. Why hasn't New York legalized?
I was going to ask you that. But
no, I know it's you know what?
I think it's conservatives that still, or maybe religious.
In New York, no,
Catholics.
It's money. It's money. It's a big underground black market. It's the only one.
Okay, yes. See,
it's the only one left.
I think you hit it on the head. Yeah. Is that there's more money in the black market?
Suitcases, truckloads are going into New York to feed that happen.
And to me, that I believe that is a horrible thing. Not necessarily for the people making money in the black market, because you got to do what you got to do. But I'm saying, in terms of like actually making it so that people can't go to jail for possessing cannabis or buying cannabis, and like actually get with what the country is now doing. I mean, it's so progressive out there most of the time. I mean, a lot of shit comes from New York first and rolls over into the rest of the country. And it's crazy how far behind they are with cannabis, especially when you stand to make the kind of money that they could make if they did legalize. Tourists would be, it's crazy.
You can't beat untaxable black market money.
Yeah, I guess
that's cash.
No, I mean you got
cash in the pocket.
If the politicians have their hands in that, which most likely they do because they always do, we all know this. It's not something.
And why would New York be different?
Yeah.
It's the biggest city, the most popular city in the world.
I mean, they were before us.
Yeah.
I mean, even DC's legal, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like
DC's legal now.
But New York isn't.
But New York isn't.
And Florida, too.
It's on the cusp.
And Texas. Yeah. Texas is still illegal.
Yeah, Texas is still illegal. But, these are all places that they're discussing, right? Because Florida,
if we flip, if it goes Democratic, the whole world's going to be legal.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If let me ask you this, because you said, if we go Democratic, it'll flip. Do you think Bernie has a chance?
Bernie has the only chance.
He's the only one that's got a chance.
He's the only one.
Yeah.
He's ordained, like Trump was ordained.
Yeah.
Bernie's ordained. Bernie's the most ready guy there is.
I think he is ready, though.
And the reason why is that he's started a revolution.
He's ready for the debate.
Yeah.
For sure he is.
See, you know what I was talking about conflict?
Yeah.
See? That's
going to be
that's
big
what
TV.
it is. He's conflict.
And that's going to be big TV.
They don't realize, people don't on either side, they don't realize it doesn't matter who gets in. It's who you bring with you.
It's who you bring with you.
See? That's what it means. That's why Trump is very popular and he got in, but he didn't bring anybody with him.
Yeah.
See, he didn't bring any brains with him because
you
got to bring your brains.
He didn't bring the right people with him.
Yeah. No, the ones he got are the ones that believe, that understand when he's lying, and they're just in it for the money.
Right.
Anybody around Trump is just in it for the money.
Well, most successful leaders try to have people that are smarter than them.
All successful leaders.
Yeah.
I can't think of one that never.
Yeah.
China, all during the history, they had the wisest men. Council.
As the advisors.
Council.
As the advisors, yeah.
The natives, their council. That's the wisest people. Every collection, the Jews, the Catholics, everybody, they have their council of wise people.
Do you think
Trump is? What's he got? He's got Miller.
Do you think those wise people didn't want to fuck around with him because they knew he would, just do shit whenever he wanted?
Well, for sure. Even if you want to, you can't help. You can't help the guy.
Yeah, because you could put in all this work, and then all of a sudden he'll come fuck it all up. And it's like,
did you see Kelly when Trump was at that the Charlottesville Nazi riot, and Trump saying there are good people on both sides, and Kelly had his head down.
Yeah, that was crazy.
rubbing his temples. Going, what are we going to do with this guy? Because Trump could have been the most popular president in the history of the world.
I think so too, because people loved him before.
All he had to do is do what he knows best, which I used to think he knew best, which was construction.
Yeah.
And rebuild America.
Talking about building shit.
Can you imagine him if he was the president that came and rebuilt America?
Oh, yeah.
Give us the roads and the things. Everything would be Trump everywhere.
It would be
but all Trump wanted to do was build a tower with his name on it.
Yeah.
And a wall.
What a
wall.
Dummy.
Do you think they're going to put his name on the wall?
It's going to be scratched on the prison wall inside. There's going to be a little Trump was here. No, hey, I know. I've been preaching about Trump going down for ever since he was Trump.
It's amazing how they've let a lot of this shit slide.
No one lets anything.
Yeah, because
no one lets anything. It just happens.
Yeah, because if it was any other, I mean, hell no. But he ain't playing by the rules.
Never did.
He never did.
He doesn't know the rules. He doesn't know what rules mean.
He's making them up as he goes.
Especially in this job.
No, he just wants attention. He just wants people to listen to him.
This is PR for him.
That's all.
Yeah,
that's all.
That's what I thought in the first place. I'm like, does he really want to run the country?
You know these guys that expose themselves to unsuspecting people.
Yeah.
You know, they have this addiction where they got to show their wiener to everybody.
Yeah.
You know, it's an addiction, and the more they shock, you know, the more they get off. You see, that's where Trump's coming from.
Yeah.
He's got an addiction where he needs that attention.
Shocking.
It doesn't matter if it's good, if they hate him or love him or whatever, as long as because when he has attention, he exists, you know. And when he does not have attention, he disappears.
Do you think he's of the mind frame that you know, all publicity is good publicity?
Well, he doesn't think in logical terms.
He's addicted.
He's an addiction.
Okay.
As long as the light's on him, it doesn't care why.
It doesn't matter.
Him.
Yeah.
You know, that's what he wants, and he affects everybody around him because what like see, Trump is like a stand-up comedian that doesn't know how to write comedy. You know,
Right.
All he knows how to do is repeat what other people say. That's why you watch Fox News to get that thing, and you watch people, and then you'll pick up like whatever they call him, he'll turn it around and call them that. You know.
Yeah.
No, I know you are, but what am I? You know,
Right.
that kind
Like
of
a
thing.
kid.
And so that's where he's coming from.
Yeah.
He's ordained, man. He was meant to be.
Yeah.
He's the opposite of what we had.
Oh, yeah.
Of Obama. He's total opposite.
Yeah.
And now we're going to get a total opposite back.
Right.
Bernie.
Yeah.
Bernie's going to be the one.
Do you think he'll flip and talk about legalizing to get those?
Who, Bernie?
No.
Trump?
Yeah.
I don't think
don't
he's
think
going
so?
to talk more crazy. You know, he's the guy that says windmills kill birds, and there's piles of birds underneath all these windmills. You know, and
He says they cause cancer.
and they cause cancer.
That's what he said.
I mean, that's who we got in the White House.
That's who we got in the White House. Yeah.
That's the guy whose best friends was the Korean guy, Kim Jong-un,
Yeah.
and Putin.
It's crazy.
They have threesomes.
Never,
Oh.
never in life have we seen some shit like this, right?
Yeah. I mean, Trump is going to go down in our history books. Now, I'm glad I'm here to experience it, but he's going to be the most talked about president from now until the next nut case
yeah.
comes in.
Yeah, you know, and maybe that's what he wanted. Maybe he, you know, no matter how it's written,
Yeah.
he did it his way.
Yeah. He'll be the guy in prison that, oh, I got to go. My fans are waiting for me.
He'll write books from the inside. Books from the
No,
inside.
he can't write. He can't write. Other people will. Everybody will write for him. You know?
Well,
There's
yeah,
more
he's got
books about Trump now than ever. You know.
Yeah. There
How he
is
got in,
so many.
and I love the way they talk about how he got in. He got in. He got in because he lied about everything, man.
I mean, most politicians do, though. I mean, it was just the way that he did it was unorthodox and unconventional. You know,
No, but
shit
we're-
what politicians wouldn't normally do. You know, they play this game because they figure, oh, you know, we don't want to lose this or that support. And he never really gave a fuck about the support of anyone.
No.
You know, and I think that was what was different.
He was television trained.
Yeah,
So he was trained to be an actor on TV.
all day.
That's true.
Yeah.
And
And that's all he knows.
And speaking on, you know, politicians being liars, for me personally, Bernie feels like the politician, the politician I can trust the most in my lifetime of living.
Yeah.
Like he's been consistently
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders ever since I
Yep.
can remember, and everything I've read, even before my time, and he just comes off like I might be able to believe this guy.
Well, look at it this way. If we were, say, in charge of hiring people to do a job, because that's really what being a president is.
Right.
It's a job.
It's a job.
Okay. Now, if we were to look at the field, Bernie would stick out like a sore thumb. Because not only has he been in government all his life and a senator and been involved and knows all the ins and outs, he also has a view for the future, and he's honest about everything. He
really
does,
is.
It's crazy how he has such a young demographic of supporters.
Not really, because the young ones are the wise ones.
Right.
See, there before your dick gets being used and overused, you have brains, and so you're focused more on that. And so that's why the gun rights advocates and all that, they're that young age.
Yeah.
So they're really ahead of the curve. They know that we need health care and we need education and all that stuff. We need all that stuff that so-called socialist countries have.
Right.
Like China, for instance. What kills me about the way the Republicans always say, they hate socialism and that. They're more in bed with China than any other country in the world.
Right.
And you got more factories over there from America in China.
Yeah.
And we're supporting socialism then, with our countries being over there.
Indirectly, yeah.
Indirect, yeah. And
Or actually directly.
So why don't we enjoy the fruits of socialism like China does? The education and the hospitals and the healthcare. And then I'll guarantee you one thing. See, Tai Chi came about because back in the day, the emperors of China, they would pay the doctors to keep them healthy. But if they got sick, they never paid the doctors a penny. And if they died, the doctors would be executed.
They would die with them.
They would die with them. They would be executed.
What a law that was.
And so the Chinese doctors right away start saying, okay, let's keep these fuckers alive.
Shit,
How
we
would
gotta
you
do
do this?
something.
And so they come up with Tai Chi, which is watching nature.
Right.
And the movements of the birds and the animals and the trees and everything else. And it's all about circulation to keep you healthy. And that's China. And so China knows how to do these things. And yeah, there's a lot of down when it comes to freedom of speech in China and everything else. But do we have freedom of speech here? Yeah, we do. And that's why we love America and Canada so much. It's because we have that freedom of speech. And we got to put up with idiots like Trump to show you what we could be doing if we don't keep our eyes open.
Absolutely, man. Hey, look, I know you got to run because you got another appointment.
You just want to get rid of me.
No, hell no. I'd keep you all day if I could, bro. You know this.
Did you talk about my strips?
Oh, let's talk about your strips before we.
Okay, these are Tommy Chong cannabis infused strips. I think these are 100 milligrams. Anyway, they will fuck you up.
Yes, 100 milligrams.
Can I have one?
Skinny Pablo.
You notice I didn't smoke this because I didn't need to because I got buzzed.
Yes, you had one of these earlier.
I got a buzz that you won't believe.
100 milligrams. Tommy Chong is doing 100 fucking milligrams.
I feel it.
I know you got to go before you get out of here real quick. A couple of years ago, you put out a tweet about challenging your favorite rapper to a smoke-off. Did that ever come into fruition, and anyone ever challenge you?
Yeah, but I can't remember. I know he was black, and that's all I remember.
Was it Wiz, Snoop?
It wasn't Snoop. Snoop holds the record for holding the joint, guarding the joint the longest.
Oh, shit.
I think it's a week.
That is a thing with people. They'll hold that joint like...
But it's healthy. Well, all these viruses going around.
Yeah.
You don't want to be putting your lips on something else that someone else's lips were
That's
on.
why we're smoking our own joints today.
That's right. We got to...
I think we should enjoy them like people enjoy cigars.
The strips.
Or the strips.
Tommy Chong strips.
That's right.
They're available at somewhere.
And that's chocolate mint, right?
Yeah, these are nice, man. Yeah, they're like, we're trying them. They're new things, we're trying out. I love them, man.
Right on,
they're
man.
Great.
Well, we're definitely going to try some.
And I like your product, too. Is this it?
Yeah, well, that's our exit bag. So we put all the goodies in there and, boom. But that's the brand. That's the Dr. Greenthumb's.
I like the logo. Who's that guy?
That's some guy, no. You got to come.
With all the hair.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
You got to come. We got to do a thing at the shop whenever you got time, man.
Anytime.
Yeah, come take a look.
And bring the strips back.
Okay.
Bring the strips through. Yeah, we'll work something out. We got to get that in the shops. Right on, man. It's been great talking with you as always. Let them know where they could find you so that in case they want to figure out where they get those strips.
I don't know.
Google.
Google.
internet.
Google Tommy Chong.
Yeah,
want
Google
some.
Tommy Chong.
Or you could find him on Instagram at Hey Tommy.
Yeah, the Grammy Award
Hey
winner.
man.
Hey man.
Hey man.
Hey man, sorry.
Hey
All right.
man.
We're gonna take a real quick break, and thank you, Tommy, for jumping in, man.
My pleasure.
Welcome back to the Dr. Greenthumb Show. Yeah, Tommy Chong.
Tommy Chong.
Tommy Chong is the greatest.
He's one of the greatest, I gotta say.
This is a great conversation you guys just had about.
Yeah, like what I was talking to him about was about the Jimmy Kimmel post, or not. Well, he reposted a thing where Jimmy Kimmel was talking about something with Seth Rogen about replacing them on the Mount Rushmore, and I could not stay quiet because he's one of the reasons all this has happened.
He's the reason why we're here smoking this super bomb ganja. What are we smoking?
I don't know what we're smoking. We're smoking, I don't know what Hydro rolled up, to be honest with you. We're freestyling it at this point.
Can I borrow your lighter?
You can borrow my lighter.
But Tommy Chong, what a great guy.
Yeah.
Great mind. And like you said, this wouldn't even be possible without him. So,
I got to tell you, Tommy's got...
Big thanks.
He had some great looks throughout his career because, he was a part of that 70s show.
yeah.
Which
that's right.
He had a huge run on that. He was a very funny character.
Yeah.
In that, so to see one of our weed iconic, legendary, idols and shit on TV doing a stoner role, no less.
Yeah.
I thought that was awesome.
And it was like the best place for it on the 70s show,
Yeah.
I
Because
wonder.
they always had their little weed circle thing jumping off,
Yeah,
where
they
it
did.
was like, it was more of like, they never showed them smoking, but they showed the smoke and them in the circle,
Yeah.
like the cipher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if you think they're ever gonna make a new Cheech and Chong movie?
Well, the thing is that that's their actual names. Cheech Marine,
Yeah.
Richard Cheech Marine, but that's, I believe they have that name trademarked and all that stuff. And Tommy Chong, well, that's his actual name, Thomas Chong. So they couldn't just do it without their approval. And I don't think anyone should do it. I think that should be left alone unless they choose to do it.
Yeah.
And they want to keep
Oh,
it
yeah,
going.
yeah.
And
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And even if I think they should just be left alone.
You think
some
so?
things should be left alone. There's
Yeah.
too many remakes to shit.
Yeah.
Because motherfuckers just don't like. It seems like Hollywood has gone. They've gone dry with ideas.
Yeah.
There are some dope movies that are coming out that are like totally non-traditional and they're a little bit different. And because movies about real life shit, those are always good. But it's the ones where like they gotta they gotta think out of the box and do like a creative movie.
Yeah.
Those are becoming less, and they're leaning on old school. Like, how many times has Charlie's Angels been re-fucking done?
Like
No.
4 or 5 times. Like ridiculous.
Well, no, actually,
4 or 5 times.
no. It only got actually strike that. It the fact is they did Charlie's Angels, and they had a run of it with
The 3 chicks.
with the 3 chicks for like for 2 or 3 of them,
3 of the movies. Yeah.
and then they go flip it and do a new one.
Yeah.
It's like just
Wasn't it also a show, like a TV show?
Well, it was a TV show, yeah. So they spun the movie from the TV show, and they made like 2 or 3 movies from it with a cast that everybody fucked with. They fucked with Cameron Diaz, they fucked with Lucy Liu and Drew Barrymore,
Oh, yeah.
and they just reflipped it into this new shit,
Yeah.
and it didn't go because there was only one chick anybody knew, and it's like we've already seen this. And it was just, it wasn't so far apart. I don't think that it had a chance to win, but it's like, why redo that? And they're about to redo a bunch of shit right now.
Yeah.
So.
It also seems like the most popular movies too are like the comic book movies. Whereas back in the day, I just realized as now a lot of movies that were books were really dope. Like Goodfellas and like I can't remember anything else. I don't read books, but
The Hobbit,
yeah,
The Hobbit,
they're based
Lord
on
of the
dope
Rings,
books.
all that stuff. Yeah, those are based off books.
but they're like running out of fucking cool books, I guess.
No, there's a vast fucking wealth of books that they could, be taking the story from and adapting to film. But, motherfuckers want the easy money. So they go back and they think, okay, what TV show was popping? Let's go redo that. Something with action mostly, though, because they don't,
Remaking like some other shit really doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense unless it's action or fucking hilarious, like, comedy. Like,
yeah, they remake a lot of horror movies too and shit.
Yeah.
Like a lot of horror movies get remade.
Yeah. Yeah. It's become redundant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that it's the same shit in the music industry, right? Because you got a bunch of artists that sound the same. They figure, oh, this shit is what's working on radio. Let's do this shit right here. Yeah. And yeah.
But on that note, they should just leave Cheech and Chong movies alone.
They should never touch Cheech and Chong movies.
Never.
I mean, like, I was talking about making one with those guys, like, as them being, like, their old selves, like, not a remake. Like,
no, I feel you. But
because
even then, I
the
think
final
like,
series,
I wonder what that would look like.
Yeah, like
what those characters, like, how would they portray themselves, like, right now?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With weed being legal and, like, mushrooms almost being legal and, like...
I think that film would be fucking... I think motherfuckers would fuck with it. I mean, because you can't expect them to be their young self.
Cheech Marin is still, like, doing... He was in Machete.
Yeah.
He was a priest, killing people and shotgun.
Yeah, it might work. Yeah.
You get those two guys, or just put them in an action movie.
Right now would be the perfect time for another Cheech and Chong movie.
Yeah.
But it has to be written right. And it's got to be funny as fuck with the right people. And there's so many out there that would fuck with it because it's like, it's Cheech and Chong.
Yeah, and they would just play themselves, like, and have, like, all the cool homies in it and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On another note, I just wanted to just give a quick fucking super shout out to fucking Michael Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
What did he do?
Because Michael Jordan, yesterday was the Kobe Bryant Memorial at the Staples Center, and Michael Jordan gave a phenomenal speech. And I'd really never seen Michael Jordan open up like that. And
yeah, he rarely speaks.
Yeah. And
in public, anyway.
And Matt Barnes put up a good post on his Instagram, a video where he's talking about how us as Kobe Bryant fans knew how much Michael Jordan meant to Kobe. And to see Michael Jordan open up and show us that he, like, really fucked with Kobe.
Yeah.
And that was his little brother.
On some little brother shit.
And like, as fans, Matt Barnes was like, we really needed to know that Michael Jordan really fucked with Kobe Bryant.
And he did. Because no one knew about those 2, 3 in the morning phone calls from LA to Chicago asking shit about basketball.
Yeah.
A lot of people know the story of their first game together and him asking him about, hey, so how do you get this jump shot off? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's famous. People know that, because that was his, Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan were the two guys that he, studied. He idolized those guys. And, we all knew Magic fucked with Kobe. That,
for sure.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I mean, he's there cheering them on every fucking, way of each ring he won. And even on the days that,
they didn't win.
We weren't so good,
Yeah.
So that's automatic. Magic loves Kobe. We all know that, right? But no one really knew how Michael Jordan felt about Kobe until he said that.
Yeah, and he said, when Kobe Bryant died, a piece of me died.
Yeah.
And I thought that shit was like, wow.
Oh, yeah. Hey, listen, I was there. And I had, like, everybody was affected by that shit. In Diana Taurasi's speech, too. Like, her shit right there, like, hit everybody's heartstrings because you could see that she was really affected. Like, she's a friend of their family. And, Kobe meant a lot to her.
Yeah.
And you could see, like, the people that he actually affected. And there was people that probably should have, had mic time, but they had it was like the Clippers were playing earlier that day, so they had to kind of rush through it. But it was awesome, man. And his wifey, showed an enormous amount of strength to be to be able to go up there and speak how she spoke about both. Her husband.
She was a real general about her.
That was a G. You know, so respect goes to her on that, and everybody that went up there to represent.
Absolutely.
It was good to see all the other NBA players there from the other teams of cats that he played with on the USA team.
Yeah.
You know, and that people that just respected him and were like, you know.
Yeah, even new players like Kyrie Irving were there, and like, you know, just all different people. Shout out to Bryant and Alicia Keys.
Oh, she murdered it.
She murdered her fucking piano solo that she did.
That
solo.
That was yeah. So here's the thing. I'll explain this to you so you get it right. Kobe, you know, had a thing where he was always trying to do something great for his wife for Valentine's Day, and he never played a piano in his life, but he wanted to learn the Moonlight Sonata. Right? You know what that is?
Yeah.
Okay, so he taught himself how to play it all by ear. And he eventually got it, and he played it for her. You know, and that was his Valentine's gift. Really romantic shit right there.
Crazy.
That's shit.
That's a champion Valentine's gift.
And he learned how to play it. Nobody taught him. He learned how to play it by ear. So Alicia Keys, to honor that, went and played it for wife and played it for the stadium because that was something that nobody knew. Like people might have heard that story, but like generally nobody really knew that he did that because that's not something that, you know, was publicized.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
like private life stuff.
You have to be a Kobe fan to really know that story.
Yeah.
Or in the inner circle. And so, you know, they gave that story, and then Alicia Keys, who she could play anything, came and killed it.
Wow.
Murdered it
and had people in tears over that shit because then the visuals.
Yeah.
You know, it was. I mean, everybody left emotionally drained. I could tell you that shit off top.
Man.
But it was a great celebration of the two and the other families because everybody made sure to mention the other families because a lot of the times when somebody famous is on something like that, they tend to get overlooked.
Yeah.
And they made sure they didn't do that. So that was really classy.
That was.
Word up. Well, you know, we're coming to the end.
Yeah.
And we want to thank everybody for watching. And you guys got any shout outs you want to give before we go?
Shout out to skinnypablo.com. But I was wondering what would happen if I drank Tommy Chong's the rest of his coffee right here. How high would I get high?
No, you would ingest all his stoner powers and you'd be like on some, you know, King Kong shit.
See, he left a little bit in there. I'm like,
don't do it, bro. It's too powerful.
Damn, what you can get on eBay
I might
for
do it. I might Tommy Chong's coffee.
No, don't do it. It's gross.
I want to shout out everybody who's been subscribing to the podcast on iTunes. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast on iTunes
and share it.
And share it. And yeah, man, shout out to everybody. Shout out to Tommy Chong.
Shout out to Tommy Chong.
Give thanks for Tommy Chong.
True that.
For real.
Yes, we want to thank everybody for watching, listening, and all that. Follow us at BREALTV IG, YouTube, podcast, and all that. And you can follow my personal accounts on all those and Facebook. And make sure you check me out on Cameo. I'll give you some shout outs. I'll give you some advice. I'll tell you to fuck off. Whatever you want. So that's going to do it for us. And make sure you check out Dr. Greenthumb's dispensaries. We've got some new flavors dropping. The Cali Cherries is dropping soon.
Oh.
Yes.
What?
The butter cake dropped and a few of the
cake.
other ones. But we got some flavors.
You did a strain review of that, right?
Yeah,
butter cake.
Butter cake. Yeah.
It's on YouTube. Go check it out.
Oh, yeah.
Check it out. All right. That's going to do it for us. Check us out on the Dr. Greenthumb show on Fridays, is it?
Yes. Fridays.
On Fridays on Facebook and right here on YouTube as well.
Peace.
We'll see you later. One.